Well, I work in the games division of a large software company here in Washington. Can I say the name of it? Okay. Well, I'm a games designer. I work on the fantasy role-playing games. Back in the early 80s, I was co-creator of a game called Caves and Beasts. Have you heard of it? You know, probably remember it. Caves and Beasts, worked on that for about, or we called it C&B after a while. It just became known as that. Worked on that for about 3 or 4 years. Wrote the books, developed the games, tested the multi-sided dice, that kind of stuff. Had phenomenal success with C&B. It, you know, we had write-ups in Time and Newsweek at the same time. I don't think since The Boss got on the cover that, you know, we broke that record. This is an early schematic here that I had. That's pizza, that's not blood. This is about the time that we started having a string of bad luck. I mean, we had people, for whatever reason, and I'll stress, it was a small amount of people who liked the game, but they took it a little too seriously. They became delusional with it, you know, and went nuts. We had one guy who was a tax assessor, and he started showing up for work dressed as his favorite character, Melinda, the fairy princess. Also around the same time, there were some disappearances. People were taking the game out from their kitchen tables and living rooms and playing it in the field. There was a senior bowling league that disappeared into a drainage tunnel. They were using that for their cave, and they just found a pair of shoes and a set of dentures, you know, so that was weird. Then, this is really macabre here, there was a secretary in Minneapolis who, for whatever reason, had it in for a boss, and she used the game and she beheaded him, just like that, just clean cut too. And you know, that got a huge write-up. And our PR department, you know, say what you will, there is such a thing as bad publicity. You know, that killed sales. We had allegations of criminal negligence. We had lawsuits. You know, so you know, we pretty much had to fold Caves and Beasts for a while. We just, I'm proud to say, shipped our first Caves and Beasts Online 1.0, and I'll show you here. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good start. Had a little rocky road with the ratings commission. They weren't too happy with the violence. You know, there were heads being squished and limbs being severed and stuff. But and I thought the axe-wielding secretary was a brilliant touch. That was Clive's idea, but they didn't want that, so we got rid of that. But you know, I think we're on track with it.